Thank you, everybody, for coming to the Aaron Torres Podcast YouTube page. If you could do me a quick favor, see that little subscribe button at the bottom of your screen? Go ahead, click that subscribe button. Really does help our channel grow, our audience grow, and I really do appreciate it more than you know. So click that subscribe button. Appreciate your support. Now, here's the video that you came here for. All right, everybody. I'm back. Good to be back. So, I'm actually recording this on late Tuesday night. We could have gone live on YouTube, but it is about 11 o'clock Central, midnight Eastern. Just felt like it'd be better to record some quick reaction to the Arkansas-Michigan game. We'll run it on Wednesday morning, but boy, oh boy, what a game. Arkansas versus Michigan, Jimmy V Classic, Madison Square Garden. Arkansas basically kind of sort of needed this win. They didn't have the signature win of the John Calipari era. Well, for at least one night at Madison Square Garden, they get it as the Arkansas Razorbacks. Wild game. We're going to break it all down. They beat the Michigan Wolverines 89-87. What a wild game. We're going to get into all of it. But first of all, let me just ask you this. I just got one question, people. Can anybody stop the Big Pig Invasion? That's right. It's been a while since I dropped the Big Pig Invasion. Listen, before we even get into the game, the reaction to this, to that, Arkansas fans, I know it has not been a very fun week, a fun couple weeks, Basketball has not looked great even in their wins. I see what's going on with the football team. That's another conversation for another day. Enjoy this moment. You all deserve this. Arkansas again with the 89-87 win. Let's go ahead and dive in. By the way, if you need a Christmas gift, Big Pig Invasion tees did just come in. But let's talk about this game. And listen, let me start by saying this. College hoops has had a lot of great games over the course of the early part of the season. I don't know if there was a better one than Arkansas-Michigan 89-87. You look at this game. You look at how it played out. We all know what happened, right? First of all, I'll say this. I kind of felt like if you follow John Calipari's career through the years, there's always been kind of that back against the wall game where everybody's doubting him. He's this, he's that, he's whatever. We all know what the conversations are about him, and he always delivers. I remember this time last year, the previous school, they played North Carolina on a neutral. People are questioning him. They beat North Carolina, which went on to win the ACC. So I just bring it up to say he's had these back against the wall games. And I'll tell you, man, this guy, what else can you say? Arkansas was down 15 points in the first half. Nothing was going right. But I'll also say this is like, as somebody who's watched a lot of Arkansas games this year under Calipari, they have been a weird team from the perspective of they've always been better in the second half. For whatever reason, the offense doesn't totally click or the defense doesn't totally click in the first half. But I was watching earlier. I remember a play probably about midway through the first half where Carter Knox, of all players, was guarding Nimari Burnett. And he's on him. He's in his jock, whatever verbiage you want to use. And Nimari Burnett's just kind of running out of space, running out of whatever, throws up a shot. It ends up going in. I said, you know what? That is great defense. And Arkansas has been a second half team. If they play defense like that all game long, they are going to be okay. And so I just bring it up because even when they fell down, I don't know, I just had this sense, and it's easy for me to say now, revisionist history, hindsight is 2020, but I just never felt like even when they fell down 15 early that they were completely out of the game. And so they rallied late in the first half, cut the lead to 49-45. And we all know what happens from there, right? They cut the lead to 49-45 at the half, and then all of a sudden you look up and they're up 80-62 in the second half. I'm not great at math, but what is that? If my math is correct, they were up 80-62, which means they went on what? Am I right on this? A 35-13 run to start the second half. They're, quick to the loose balls. They're making all the plays. I saw at one point they scored 59 points over a 17-minute stretch, first half into second half. That's always a big thing. They call it like the middle 8, last 4 minutes of the first half, first 4 minutes of the second half. Listen, everybody wants to tear down John Calipari. Guess what? They dominated the middle 8 of that game. Last 4 minutes of the first half, first 4 minutes of the second half. To Michigan's credit, they rallied. Listen, it'd be easy for me to sit here on a night like tonight. Michigan's a really good team. By the way, hate to brag, Torres had them in their top 20 going into the season. They were unranked. I had them in my top 20. They have shown how good they are. But Arkansas takes that lead. Michigan rallies. Before we get to the end, let's credit Michigan a little bit. Danny Wolf, I was not familiar with your game. Okay, I remember doing the portal rankings over the course of the summer, and people were like, that's a top 10 player in the portal. And I'm like, no, he's not. He's a dude from Yale. Like, whatever. I know he was awesome in this game. Danny Wolf from Michigan finished with 14 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists. And listen, you heard it late in the game. Jay Billis in that final possession when Michigan got the ball back down 2, Jay Billis was like, feed Danny Wolf the ball, let him make a play. So that shows you how good that kid is, the difference that kid can make, but it also shows you the resilience of this Arkansas team. And so let's talk about Arkansas. This is the first big win in the Calipari era. It's not going to be the last. And my biggest takeaway from this is it was always, listen, I feel like, and maybe I'm crazy, and maybe people are going to get in the comments and tell me that I'm wrong, tell me that I'm this, tell me that I'm that. I feel like I'm the only reasonable person on Calipari in the media. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But it's just you go back to last year. Everybody wants to talk about, no. He finished second in the SEC. He finished second in the SEC. I know Alabama made a Final Four. Kentucky was better than them during the regular season. I know that Auburn won the SEC postseason tournament. Kentucky was better than them in the regular season. Calipari has not forgotten how to coach. Now, it's taken a little bit longer this preseason, but also it's worth noting, Arkansas hasn't been at 100% all fall long. And so you look at Arkansas, think about their fall. Janelle Davis injures his hand early in a wrist or hand, whatever, early in the preseason. Jonas Adu is clearly banged up. If you've ever watched Jonas Adu play, you could tell for about the first 6 weeks of the season, he has not been Jonas Adu. Trevin Brazil, I thought, was playing some of his best basketball. Then he gets hurt. He's out. Then he comes back. And so tonight was something close to the best version or the healthiest version that we've seen of Arkansas. And it wasn't really even the healthiest version. Adu Thiero, who's been their best player, Adu Thiero, I'm sorry. I'm always going to call him Adu Thiero. To the Thiero family, I'm going to mispronounce your son and your nephew and your whatever's name all season long. Forgive me. But Adu Thiero has been the best player on this team all season long. Guy had the flu. Guy was battling. Guy was fighting. You could see every time he went on the court, you could just see he just didn't look like himself, wasn't at 100%, was winded easily, whatever. Big Z's been dealing with an injury. But what I will also say, you can see the difference, just what a healthy Jonas Adu makes on this team and what a healthy Trevin Brazil makes on this team as well. Trevin Brazil, I thought, was the unspoken star of the game. Now, I know he missed some free throws late, but he finished with 15 points in this game, 3 steals, 6 rebounds, and, a couple big threes. I don't, he was so good. I guess it was now 3 seasons ago, suffers the ACL injury, basically was never at 100% last year, but this kid always had the potential, and it feels like he's just a 6'11", super athletic glue guy. I don't know how many 6'11" glue guys there are in basketball in general. That's who he is. He makes all the little plays. You could tell Michigan had no answers for him, and he was the guy that was quick to all the rebounds, all the loose balls, all the everything, blocked a couple shots, had the big block late. That kid is awesome. By the way, Jonas Adu, what did I just say a minute ago? You knew if this guy was all SEC last year, the idea that he wasn't an impact player and the idea that we're just supposed to assume that Arkansas is 100% who they are when he wasn't healthy to start the year, give me a break. Well, he's slowly gotten healthy. This was, I thought, the best game that he has played by a mile this year. Finished with 11.7 boards, 2 blocks. That's a difference maker right there. By the way, just go back to the Illinois game a few weeks ago on Thanksgiving Day. 2 points and 3 rebounds in 11 minutes. Well, on Tuesday night, he had 11.7 rebounds, 2 blocks. So you can see the impact that he makes. And then bottom line, you can see the impact of the guards. DJ Wagner, I tweeted it out. By the way, friend of the Aaron Torres pod, DJ Wagner, I apologize. But friend of the Aaron Torres pod, DJ Wagner, This kid, I thought it was his best college game. I'm so happy for this kid. I've told you a million times. I've said it. I've resaid it. I thought he got a totally raw deal at Kentucky. I thought he got a lot of blame for things that were not really in his control. 16 points, a couple big threes that really opened that lead, a couple really nice finishes with the left hand, 5 assists on the game, and obviously Boogie Fland in New York City. Man, oh man, oh man, what a performance by him. And so really to me, the big picture, you don't need me to tell you, it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty straightforward. Is that, listen, I think I said it earlier. If I did, if I didn't, I can't remember everything that I've already said, but I bring it up because I had Arkansas in my top 20. I had Arkansas, excuse me, in the Final Four in my preseason. And I got mocked and I got laughed at by a certain fan base. We won't name names, but we know who it is. And I just said, look, I think this team, when they are at 100%, the pieces are awesome. They fit together. Calipari didn't over-recruit. He's got 8 dudes that can really play. And I think on Tuesday night, we finally saw what this team looks like with all of their guys at least able to play. I don't want to say 100% because Big Z, Adu Thero was not 100%, but you can see what this team looks like when they are something close to 100%. And so I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say that I haven't given up because I think there's been some moments where I just sat there and said, did I misdiagnose? Did I misevaluate? Is this team awful? Is this team over? No. They just needed to get healthy. They just needed to get all their guys. It was a big stage and a big moment for Arkansas. They needed this. Arkansas fans needed this. You guys, you girls deserve it. Arkansas, by the way, for all the talk in the preseason, and there's been peaks and valleys. There's been some games that haven't been pretty. They had to rally to beat Miami. Obviously, some of those out-of-conference games weren't always pretty, but you get your signature win. Now, do me a favor. You got 3 mid-major games before SEC play starts against Tennessee in Knoxville the first week of January. Just take care of business. Beat who you're supposed to. Go into SEC play at 11-2 overall. Because the bottom line is the SEC is going to be a monster this year. Everybody's looking good in that league. Florida. I mean, you think about the second-tier teams in that league that are looking good. Florida, Oklahoma. I know Texas lost to my UConn Huskies the other day, but they're a darn good team. Ole Miss is looking good. Mississippi State's looking good. LSU, Matt McMahon has them at 8-1 overall. So Arkansas, they get that signature out-of-conference win. They're now 8-2. For all the talk, Calipari's so terrible. He's so this, he's so that. Easily could have beaten Baylor. Obviously, the Illinois game, the 3-point defense simply wasn't good enough. But you beat Miami, you beat Michigan, and you can go in SEC play at 11-2. You need to go in SEC play at 11-2. But if we get that version of the Arkansas Razorbacks, I'm here to promise you there is no team in the SEC that they can't beat. Alabama's really good. Auburn's really good. Kentucky's really good. We get that version of Arkansas, they can play with anybody. So Arkansas fans, hope you enjoyed the big night. Do me a quick favor. Make sure that you're subscribed to the Aaron Torres Pod YouTube. Obviously, we're doing a lot of college football right now, but we're obviously going to ramp up the college basketball as we get deeper into the season. So make sure you're subscribed. Also, you want a late holiday gift, we have them in stock. So you order them on Wednesday, you order them on Thursday, they'll be out and in your hands in time for Christmas. Big Pig Invasion, you can get them at aarontorresonline.com/merchandise. Appreciate your support. Congrats to Hogs fans. Great win. We'll be back soon to talk about everything else.